Good morning all of you. In this video we will discuss third kingdom, kingdom fungi. In kingdom fungi it contains Achlorophyllus, is chlorophyll absent, eukaryotic, heterotrophic means they depends on others, and thalloid organisms. Thalloid means the body is not differentiated into root, stem and leaves. And this kingdom usually it includes simple unicellular yeast to complex multicellular mushrooms. Actually the kingdom fungi includes multicellular heterotrophic eukaryotes, but some of the unicellular organisms are also placed under kingdom fungi, that is only yeast. That means kingdom fungi includes simple unicellular yeast to complex multicellular mushrooms. And they are cosmopolitan in nature. Cosmopolitan nature means they are present in everywhere. They are present in air, they are present in soil, they are present in land, they are present on other animals. They are present in everywhere. But usually they are preferred to grow in warm and humid regions. And they show the great diversity in both morphology and habit. Now we will discuss about some of the very important general characters of kingdom fungi. The kingdom fungi, it has the maximum number of species, the maximum nutritional diversity present in kingdom Monera, but the maximum number of species present in kingdom fungi. Now we will look into some of the general characters of kingdom fungi. The first one is, already I told you, they are in cosmopolitan nature. They are present in air, they are present in soil, they are present in land, they are present in everywhere. Usually they are preferred to grow in warm and humid regions, and some of them are present in corticophylus. Some of the fungi are corticophylus, means which are the fungi which are grow in cow dung, and some of them are carpophylus, and some of them are epizyllic, which are grow in wood, and some of them are xylophylus, which are grow in burnt wood, and some of them are keratinophylus, the fungi which are grow on keratin protein, so they are called keratinophylus. The next point is, the body is haploid and thalloid. The body is haploid and thalloid. Haploid body means only one set of chromosomes present. Thalloid, already I told you, the plant body is not differentiated into root, stem and leaves. And the fungal body is made up of many elongated tubular structures, and these many elongated tubular structures are known as hyphae. For example, like this. This is one tubular structure, this is one tubular structure, like that. So many tubular structures present in the fungal body, and these one tubular structures are known as hyphae. And all these hyphae, this crisscross of hyphae, they are crossed with one another to form a network. Then this entire network is known as mycelium, or simply the fungal body is known as mycelium. And each branch of mycelium is known as hyphae. In mycelium or this hyphae, it is of septate or aseptate. Hyphae or mycelium. Hyphae means branches, mycelium means the entire body. The hyphae or mycelium, it is of two types, aseptate and septate. Aseptate Aseptate means without septa. Inside the hyphae there is no septa present. And when inside the septum or cross walls absent, it has many nucleus. Then aseptate mycelium usually it is multinucleate condition. Many nucleus present. Then aseptate multinucleated mycelium is known as choinocytic mycelium. Choinocytic mycelium, it is the characteristic feature of lower fungi. It is the characteristic feature of lower fungi. Second one is septate mycelium. In septate mycelium, if you observe this is the one hyphae, then it has cross walls. Inside the septate there is a cross walls, and this cross wall, if cross walls present inside the hyphae, then it is known as septa. However, the septa are not complete. Here there is a small pore. There is a small pore, and these pores are called, they are septal pores. They are known as septal pores. And septal pores, they helps in the joining of protoplast of adjacent cells, or transfer of materials from one hyphal cell to another hyphal cells. It takes place through septal pores. And septate mycelium, usually it is the characteristic feature of higher fungi. In septate mycelium, each hyphal cell has only one nucleus. In aseptate, the hyphal cell has many nucleus, so multinucleate condition, but it has only one nucleus. That's why the hyphal cells are known as monokaryotic. Mono means one, karyon means nucleus. Each hyphal cell possesses only one nucleus. But in some cases, there is an intermediate stage, means 1 plus 1 nucleus present in same cell. This is one nucleus and another nucleus. This n plus n condition, this condition is known as dikaryon stage. Generally, dikaryon stage is present in higher fungi. The mycelium is of two types, aseptate and septate. Aseptate, multinucleate condition, choinocytic. Septate mycelium is the characteristic feature of higher fungi. And septal pores present. In some of the higher fungi, the septal pores has barrel-shaped structures. If barrel-shaped structure present, then this hyphae is known as septa is known as dolichopore septum. Dolichopore septum, it is the characteristic feature of Basidio class Basidiomycetes. This is the one more important point. Then the fungal cell wall. Then the fungal cell wall is made up of chitin. The fungal cell wall is made up of chitin. So chitin, it is the second abundant organic material, and chitin is also known as fungal cellulose. In many of the fungi, the cell wall is made up of chitin. Chitin is also known as fungal cellulose. But in some of the primitive fungi, the cell wall is also made up of cellulose. Usually majority of members made up of chitin, but few of them they are also made up of cellulose. And here in kingdom fungi, there are some of the extra food materials stored in the form of glycogen and oils. Glycogen and oils, they are similar to reserved food material of animals. And in fungal cells, one of the important character, the fungal cells contain unicisternal Golgi bodies. Means very primitive Golgi bodies present in fungal cells. Next, in somatic cells, mitosis present. Mitosis occurs. This is one of the cell division. Mitosis occurs in somatic cells, vegetative cells. Mitosis in somatic cells is known as karyochoresis. So what is karyochoresis? We will discuss in the next chapter. Then one more, the nutrition is usually heterotrophic. They depends on others, and majority of them are saprophytic, some of them are parasitic, and some of them are also, they are present in symbiotic relationships. And in the life cycle of members of fungi, there are two phases: vegetative phase and reproductive phase. In vegetative phase, the fungal body is microscopic and hidden. It is hardly visible to naked eyes. But in reproductive stage, it is visible to naked eye. In some cases, in unicellular fungi like in yeast, the two stages, the entire both vegetative and reproductive phases performed by single cell. In such cases, the body is known as holocarpic. But usually, in other members of kingdom fungi, both stages performed by different cells. The reproductive stage performed by another cell, that is known as eucarpic. Holocarpic and eucarpic, but in yeast, holocarpic can perform both vegetative and reproductive phases. So these are the very important general characters of kingdom fungi. Then this kingdom fungi, it is divided into different classes on the basis of morphology of mycelium, spore formation and fruiting bodies. The kingdom fungi is divided into 4 classes. Kingdom fungi is divided into 4 classes. What are the 4 classes? Phycomystis, Ascomystis, then Basidiomystis, last one is Deuteromystis. Phycomystis, it is again 2 different types, Oomystis and Zygomystis. So this is the classification of kingdom fungi based on the structure, morphology of mycelium, spore formation and the development of or formation of fruiting bodies. The kingdom fungi is divided to Phycomystis, Ascomystis, Basidiomystis and Deuteromystis. So before discuss all these classes, firstly we will discuss about reproduction in fungi, because in fungi the reproduction is very important. In fungi, or the members of fungi reproduces all the 3 types: vegetative mode of reproduction present, asexual mode of reproduction present and sexual mode of reproduction is also present. First, vegetative mode. Vegetative reproduction by means of fragmentation and budding. So fragmentation, what is fragmentation? In this, the mycelium, if it is mycelium, then the mycelium is broken down into small fragments, then each fragment later develops into new individual. Second one is budding. What is budding? A small outgrowth develops at any part of the body. At the time of maturation, this outgrowth, it detaches from the parent body and develops into a new individual. Usually budding, it occurs in yeast. These are the 2 different types of vegetative reproduction which is exhibited by kingdom fungi. And next one is asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction usually it occurs through spores. What are spores? They are minute motile or non-motile structures. Motile means it can move. Non-motile means it cannot move. The minute motile or non-motile structures are known as spores. And the spores which are released through asexual reproduction are also called mitospores, because asexual reproduction is always associated with mitosis. The spores are also called mitospores. And the mitospores, they fall in on suitable substratum. During the favorable conditions, they germinate and give rise to new mycelium. And in asexual reproduction, the spores or the mitospores they are various types. First one is zoospores. So zoospores, usually they are motile spores. Motile means they can move, means flagella is present. Flagella, it is a long thread-like structure which helps in locomotion or movement. Usually zoospores are produced by aquatic members. Aquatic fungi, usually Phycomystis. The members of Phycomystis only produce zoospores. And the zoospores, they may be uniflagellate and biflagellate. Uniflagellate means only one flagella present, or some of the majority of them are biflagellate. Biflagellate means they have 2 flagella. In uniflagellate condition, usually it is present in Synchytrium. Example, Synchytrium. Biflagellate condition, usually it is present in saprolegnia. It is present in saprolegnia. And this biflagellate, in biflagellate condition, the biflagellated zoospores have two shapes, pyriform shape and kidney shape. In pyriform shape, two equal flagella present at anterior side. At anterior side, two equal flagella present. And in kidney shape, two unequal flagella, they are attached laterally. They are attached in laterally, two unequal flagella present, then it is known as kidney shape. And two equal flagella present at anterior side, then it is known as pyriform. Biflagellated zoospores have two shapes, pyriform, two equal flagella present at anterior side. Kidney shape, two unequal flagella present, they are attached laterally. And in some cases, both types of flagella present in same zoospores. Both type of flagella present in same type of zoospore. If both types of flagella present in same kind of zoospores, then this phenomenon is known as diplanetism. Diplanetism means it is the phenomenon where two shapes of flagella present in same kind of zoospores. And zoospores are usually present, they are produced by aquatic members. They are motile, means flagella present. Flagella helps in movement. This is the first type of spores produced by some members of kingdom fungi. And second one is sporangiospores. Sporangiospores are like that. They are non-motile, thin-walled spores produced endogenously. They are thin-walled, non-motile spores. Sporangiospores are, the cell wall is very thin-walled, non-motile. Non-motile means they cannot move, and they are originated endogenously. Endogenously means they are present inside the structure. If any spores present inside the structure, then their origin is said to be endogenous. If any spores originated outside the structure, then that is known as exogenous. Sporangiospores, they are thin-walled, non-motile spores produced endogenously. Next one is conidia. They are also thin-walled, non-motile spores produced exogenously. Exogenously means spores produced outside the structure. So these are the conidias, and conidias usually they are produced outside the structure. These spores are called conidia, and some of the spores are also present. Some of the spores are called chlamydospores. Chlamydospores are thick-walled, highly resistant spores. Highly resistant spores usually produced during unfavorable conditions. And next one is Oidia. So they are also thin-walled, non-motile structures, usually present. They are produced in sugar-rich mediums. And all these spores, zoospores, sporangiospores, conidia, chlamydospores, Oidia, all these spores, they are released during asexual spores, and all these spores are also called mitospores. So asexual reproduction usually occurs by spores, and mitospores are various types. So this is the asexual reproduction in kingdom fungi. Now we will discuss about sexual reproduction in kingdom fungi. Sexual reproduction. In many cases, sexual reproduction also occurs through spores. And sexual reproduction usually it is associated with meiospores, and these spores are called meiospores. The spores which are released through meiotic cell division is called meiospores. And meiospores are, there are various types: oospores, zygospores. These are the products of sexual reproduction. Next, ascospores and bestiospores. So sexual reproduction occurs in fungi. Sexual reproduction occurs by oospores, zygospores, ascospores and bestiospores. All these spores, especially ascospores and basidiospores, they are present in a special structures, and these special structures are known as fruiting bodies. Ascospores are produced in ascocarps, and basidiospores are produced in basidiocarps. Ascocarps and basidiocarps, they are the fruiting bodies. In fruiting bodies, these spores are released. But in kingdom fungi, sexual reproduction occurs in 3 steps: plasmogamy, karyogamy, and meiosis. Plasmogamy, karyogamy, and meiosis. First, plasmogamy. Plasmogamy means it is the union of protoplasm. Union of protoplasm of 2 adjacent compatible hyphal or gametes. Simply 2 gametes. So 2 gametes of protoplasm fused. It is known as plasmogamy. Plasmogamy, it occurs by various types. Plasmogamy has various types. No need to discuss about all these types, but you have to know the just names. Planogametic copulation, planogametic copulation, gametic contact, gametic copulation, spermatization, and somatogamy. So these are the various different types of plasmogamy. In all these types, finally, what will take place? The fusion of or union of protoplasm. Union of protoplasm of 2 compatible gametes is known as plasmogamy. Here first, if this is the one fungal cell, hyphal cell, this is the one hyphal cell. This is protoplast and this is protoplast. The protoplast of one gamete, this is the protoplast of one gamete. Firstly, the protoplast of 2 gametes will joint. This procedure is known as plasmogamy. And this cell has nucleus and this cell has nucleus. The second one is karyogamy. So what is karyogamy? It is the union of nucleus. It is the union of nucleus of adjacent cells. Union of nucleus of adjacent cells is known as karyogamy. When the nucleus, first of all, these 2 protoplasm are fused, then this nucleus present, then it has monokaryotic condition, But in some higher fungi, after the plasmogamy, there is an intermediate stage before karyogamy, that's known as dikaryophase. Dikaryophase, the cells in dikaryophase cells called dikaryotic cells. And dikaryotic cells have 2 nucleus, n plus, this is entire one cell, but it has 2 nucleus, n plus n, and n plus n condition is known as dikaryon. Usually, in some cases, after plasmogamy, karyogamy immediately will take place. But in some fungi like Ascomycetes and Basidiomycetes, after plasmogamy, there is an intermediate stage like this one. And this stage is known as dikaryophase. The cells in dikaryophase is known as dikaryotic cells. Dikaryotic cells possesses dikaryon. Dikaryon means it is not 2n condition, it is n plus n condition. 2 haploid nucleus present in a cell. Then after that, meiosis present. Generally, the fungi produce some of the important fruiting bodies, and fruiting bodies are the site for this reduction division, because it has 2 number of chromosomes. In sexual reproduction, 2 sets of chromosomes should reduce 1 set of chromosomes. This process is known as meiosis, because sexual reproduction is always associated with meiosis. So meiosis usually occurs in fruiting bodies to reduce or it helps in the formation of single set of structures which are known as spores. They are ascospores, basidiospores, and oospores. So this is the sexual reproduction in case of kingdom fungi. It is very, very important for all different types of exams, whether it is subjective or objective. So now we will discuss about classification of kingdom fungi. Already I told you kingdom fungi is divided into 4 classes based on the morphology of mycelium, spore formation, and fruiting bodies, it is divided into 4 classes: Phycomystis, Ascomystis, Basidiomystis and Deuteromystis. The first class, in this video we will discuss about first class, that is Phycomystis. So Phycomystis, they are also called, they are very primitive fungi. They are very primitive fungi. And based on the type of sexual reproduction, it is again divided into 2 types: Oomystis and Zygomystis. First we will discuss about Oomystis. Oomystis. Oomystis, the members of Oomystis, they are usually, they are also called algal fungi, because many characters are similar to algae, hence Oomystis or Phycomystis are also known as algal fungi. And in only Oomystis, the cell wall is made up of, a cell wall is made up of cellulose. The cell wall is made up of cellulose. And the mycelium is coinocytic type of mycelium. Coinocytic mycelium means aseptate multinucleate condition. Aseptate multinucleate condition is called coinocytic. Except Phycomystis, in remaining conditions, the mycelium is septate. And asexual reproduction. In Oomystis, asexual reproduction usually occurs by zoospores. In aquatic members, asexual reproduction occurs by zoospores. In terrestrial members, the asexual reproduction occurs with the help of sporangiospores. And generally, here the zoospores are heterocon. Means zoospores are flagella. Here a flagella is different types. One flagella is smooth flagella is known as whiplash, and another flagella has some of the outgrowths, and that type of flagella is known as tinsel type. So 2 different types of flagella present in zoospores. That's why zoospores have heterocon flagella. And sexual reproduction, usually it occurs through gametic contact. Means these 3 steps are common: plasmogamy, karyogamy and meiosis is common, but plasmogamy, it occurs with the help of gametic contact. Then after the sexual reproduction, the spores are present, then the product of sexual reproduction is oospore. Usually oogamy type of sexual reproduction present. Oogamy means male gamete is small and motile, female gamete is larger and stagnant. If such 2 gametes are fused to form spores, then this process is known as oogamy, and these two fuse to form a product, and this product is known as oospore. The product of sexual reproduction in case of Oomystis, that is oospore. So these are some important characteristic features of class Oomystis. Now we will discuss but some examples which are belongs to Oomystis. The first one is Phytoptera infestans. Phytoptera infestans, it belongs to Oomystis, and this fungi, it causes late blight of potato disease. Late blight of potato. And this late blight of potato disease, it caused a great Irish famine. Great Irish famine in 1845 to 47. This is one of the example. And second example is Albigo candida. Albigo candida, it causes white rust of crucifers. Next example is Sclerospora graminicola. It causes downy mildew disease in cereals. One more example is Saprolegnia. It causes salmon disease in gills of fish. So these are some of the examples. So it is the class Oomystis. In the next video we will discuss another 3 classes.